Hello everybody, I hope you are all doing very well and welcome back to another cryptocurrency technical analysis, where in today's video I'm going to be covering my trades on Bitcoin, EOS, ZIL and BitConnect. Sorry, that was a bit of a joke to start with because on my last video I accidentally referred to Bittorrent as BitConnect and I actually was a total pure mistake. And then someone said to me, you know, on your video you actually referred to BTT as BitConnect, and I watched it back and I did, and it did make me laugh and gave me a little chuckle. So yeah, apologies for referring to that as BitConnect, but obviously BitTorrent, and that's what I'll be going through at the end of the video. Made me laugh. So yeah, starting here on Bitcoin, you know, let's bring it back a little bit professional. What was I going to go through here? Obviously, on a sort of the more micro time frame, we obviously all know that we have seen this pump up on Bitcoin to the mid-range of the parallel channel, which I'm going to draw for a minute. I'll draw it in a minute. We obviously have just pumped up to the top of the top range of this mid channel, and now we are holding support along there. Okay, combined with the 382 Fibonacci support, which actually has just broken, as you see when you zoom in here. Obviously was holding the support really nicely, and you know, last 4 hours, you know, on the last 4 hour candle, we obviously have broken through that, and now, you know, price, you know, this for me is not a doom and gloom at the moment. There's no need to be looking bullish at the moment. It's just obviously touched our resistance point here of the, you know, the 382 Fibonacci broke down, but we are still forming higher lows. Okay, so I just want to show you this on a smaller, really macro time frame here, micro. Sorry, I keep on saying the wrong word. But obviously we formed a higher low here and then a higher low here, so we are still forming higher lows. Okay, so higher lows are being formed. Obviously yesterday we were going up on these stairs all day to take the elevator back down, but after we took the elevator back down, after going up the stairs, the price still held a higher low than this low. Okay, so we're obviously forming higher low and another series of higher lows here. Okay, so just, you know, moving on to another symmetrical triangle within a symmetrical triangle, really, for me. So the break is coming, but yeah, what I wanted to show you all on a bigger term time frame here. Let's move this up to the 4 hour. Okay, so the 4 hour, I really see that we are in a parallel channel here along this symmetrical triangle resistance line that we have currently. Okay, you move that down, just try and line this up the best I can, just in the moment here. Okay, so I'm going to take it from about here. Okay. I did line this up really nicely earlier, but for the purpose of this video, it's not going to matter too much. And what we see happening here is, so I'm going to walk you through it. Price moves up to the top of the parallel channel, comes down to the bottom of the parallel channel, you know, slightly breaks through. If I line this up a little bit better, we could make this look a little bit nicer, but you know, moves down to the bottom of the parallel channel and, you know, finds support on the bottom of that parallel channel, breaks up to the midpoint, but you notice you don't get a close above the midpoint of this channel. Okay, we get rejected by the midpoint and fall back down. Okay, then we start to get in here another ascending triangle. Okay, we start to get another ascending triangle in here, which obviously breaks to the upside of higher low, breaking up. Where did we break up to? We broke up to the top of this channel. Okay, so yeah, just really nice technical analysis. Then what we see here, we come down to the midpoint of the parallel channel, hold support for 12 hours before we break down. We break down to the bottom of the parallel channel, come up, get rejected by the midpoint with no close above, come back down, test the bottom. Okay, move up again, get rejected by the midpoint, come back down and test the exact bottom. Then what happens? You know, we move along sideways, held up by this, you know, then we got held up by another symmetrical triangle here, where we got in our, you know, the trend line from the top and then a trend line for the bottom of the first original touch, followed by touch number touch number 3. So that's the confirmed trend line support here. And what happens? We actually have broken up now to above this parallel midpoint. Okay, so we're above the midpoint of this parallel channel, and now the parallel channel has been held as support. Okay, so we have actually formed a very nice bull flag. So we break up and the price is held in this sort of flag. Okay, so this is, you know, textbook. You would expect this from the book to break upwards. Okay, so this would be a bullish continuation where you would look at this flagpole. Okay, I'm actually going to exclude the wick. You would take this flagpole, okay, and move it to your breakout target. Okay, and you see the breakout target for me is like, you know, at the top of this resistance trend line. Okay, really strong still resistance trend line. Even if we break up, I will still be, you know, shorting here. Definitely on this resistance trend line. But you know, if you want to include the wick just to show you where the target would be, you know, moving it along, you know, it's hard to say when we're going to break out here, but you know, even up to the top of this, you still get looking at around just say 4,000 psychological, still really big resistance. Okay, even if we get the continuation from the bull flag. But really, I'm actually sitting on the sidelines here on Bitcoin. I'm not entering a trade as it stands. We do have the 382. Well, we actually have broken through 382, but barely. Okay, barely. So I'm referring to this 382 Fibonacci, where we, held it for support very nicely, have broken through. But yeah, well, obviously we've broken through and now below it. But as I showed, we're on this macro term, we are now forming, higher low, higher low, higher low. Just a series of, obviously this is let me zoom in here. Obviously where we took the stairs up, got the elevator back down, but the elevator obviously landed on the third floor here because it made a higher low. So higher low, higher low, higher low, and we're just, our symmetrical triangles within symmetrical triangles. So there's, there's bullish and bearish views at the moment for me, okay, and that's why I'm waiting for confirmation. A close below, even on the 15-minute for me, a close below this midpoint, I'll be entering shorts down to the 618 Fibonacci level, okay. I will definitely be shorting if we close below this midpoint, but if price still holds, then actually that's, obviously in the flag and, sorry, excuse me, looking more bearish, sorry, bullish. I need to be careful with my words when I'm saying this, but this equals into a bullish bull flag as it stands. But I'm actually waiting for a resistance to break before a long, and that's going to literally be a long scalp up to this area of resistance of my trend line where I'm looking for short positions, just not because of a bias, but because this is a confirmed really, really strong resistance for me. So that's just waiting for the position to come to me on Bitcoin, because of how I'm actively trading other altcoins, and I'm trading more than this, but this is just what I'm going to cover today. So I've got my eye on so many other coins. I'm trading in the stock market still heavily, and other altcoins. There's no need for me to choose take a position at the moment on Bitcoin for a swing trade when I can be so busy with other trades that are, got much better opportunities for me. And this refers to what I wrote here. The longer a decline goes on, actually I'm going to expand upon this a little bit more, where firstly saying the longer a decline goes on, the more analysts get caught up in bearish doom and gloom, and they ignore bullish signs. Okay, so after a bear market has gone on for such a long time, people get really only looking at bearish entries. They never look for longs, and they never, all they concentrate is short positions. And this is why having a written plan and a methodology really helps, because you won't get locked into a bias. And as I wrote here, then you must rise above affiliation, be neither a bull nor a bear, but only seek the truth. Okay, so only seek the truth in the charts. I refer to here the truth is what's in the charts. The charts do not lie to you. Okay, so a biased bull looks at a chart and says, where can I buy? A biased bear looks at the same chart and says, okay, where can I short? A top flight analysis is free of bullish and bearish biases and just looks at the chart and looks at the truth. Okay, that chart is not going to lie to you. It's this is not going to be giving you a bullish or bearish bias by looking at the chart. That's your psychology that's going to do that. So you need to be free and taking entries when they're there and not getting locked into a bias. Okay. So yeah, I see support still well above this trend line. If we break, I'm short into the 618 Fibonacci level. If we get a break from here, I'm entering a long scalp up to the resistance trend line where I'm entering a short. So I've got planned for every situation on Bitcoin, and I will trade either way. I'm just waiting for it to come to me. Yeah, so that's my Bitcoin trade. Moving on to ZIL. Actually, I'm gonna start with EOS because of how setups. The setups are really similar. Obviously, this was a one that I posted, as soon as it hit on the 618, and this was like a really good call that I made. So this was obviously we're in this ascending triangle for 51 days. Okay, so we're in here for 51 days being held down by the 618 Fibonacci level. Okay, price broke up from this ascending triangle. Okay, broke up from resistance, and what did it do? It tested, broke up from the resistance, came back down, tested that old resistance as support, and then obviously had this 12% move up. Okay, so price come up, closed down here, moved up to the 200 daily moving average. Okay, moved up to this 200 daily moving average, did get a little break above, but as you can see now, obviously it did, on the course of today, it come back down and closed here, where we got a low of here. So I actually closed out just below this support level. Oh, sorry, resistance level. God, I really need to be careful with my words. It's because I don't know why I keep doing that, but I closed out yesterday just before we hit this resistance, and it did have a little bit more, but then came back down to where I closed today. So that was for me a really good trade, because I got in right at the bottom as it retests. This is like the perfect entry because of how your risk to reward ratios. You can give yourself really, really tight stop losses. Entering on that 618, getting retested. With up to the 200 daily moving average. That's a 5-to-1 risk to reward. Okay, with that 8% gain. So that was a nice 8% gain. Really easy. Literally. Really easy trade, and that was all on the retest, and that's linking now across to Zilliqa. Okay, so on ZIL, on this 1 hour time frame, what's happening here? Price, really similar to EOS. Price, more or less getting held down by this 618 Fibonacci level. Okay, price obviously here found support, broke down, and now it's been seen, a strong resistance. We zoom in here, obviously not as long as the EOS triangle that we had going on, but very similar, that we're forming higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, but still being held really strongly down by this resistance. Okay, you see here 1, 2, 3, 4 touches of the resistance line. Okay, so there is a strong resistance there. So I wouldn't be entering into a long until this resistance goes down. Okay, because this is really strong resistance. But I've taken a position, and I'm just moving my stop losses up with this. Okay, and then I'll add upon a break. Okay, so I'm in a really safe position where I've, guaranteed profits even if we break down, because I've, moved my stop losses up. But should we break here, then I'll be, looking for a really nice position, and adding to that position. So, I should say, add to that position. But as, what we could potentially see here is a break up, come down and, testing it as support, and then you break up. The possibility that on Zilliqa will obviously break up, come back down, test, and then go. Okay, that's not, you never know that it's going to get that retest. That's why you have to be careful. But you could see here on Zilliqa, what I have a inclination of what's going to happen is that we will break out, see this resistance here, and hopefully, this would equal just really nice risk rewards like this, and then you buy, and then you go. So there, that's I'm going to be trading it either way upon a break, but with really tight stop losses. Okay, that's how I like to trade. Well, when I say really tight stop losses, like I sometimes give myself really tight on situations like this where the risk reward is good, and other times I'll give myself really wide stop losses, and sometimes no stop losses. So my stop losses are not a tight rule, so to speak. It's I take stop losses on every different trade differently. But yeah, that's a Zilliqa trade that I'm sharing with you all. It's looking very nice, and obviously Bitcoin's still moving up nicely after forming that higher low, but we are going to be finding resistance on this 55 EMA now on the 1 hour. That's going to be acting as resistance. Obviously here was obviously looking bullish. We had a bearish cross, got this pump up, still very, obviously the EMA now crossing bearish on the 1 hour, but that's yeah, I'm still not taking much notice of the EMAs. I'm still going to be waiting for the break, whatever happens, and not getting too focused in here on a potential, getting held down by lower time frame exponential moving averages. Okay. I have seen that this is a potential, a WXYXZ, and then we break up on a small term time frame, with this being like a 33333. But yeah, I'm not getting too caught in on lower term time frames that's just happening in this chop, because that's all it is for me, is just chop right now. But an interesting metric to look at was the shorts. Okay, the shorts that fell down. I want to cover this quickly. Obviously, the shorts that fell down. Okay, shorts falling off a cliff today at around 11 a.m. The shorts literally fell down a cliff and went down 10%. Okay, so shorts, I see this as really good opportunity, because every time the shorts fall, it generally equals to a dump. They seem to close early, but obviously we see here that on Bitfinex we're talking about 60% longs, but the shorts are still slightly ahead on BitMEX, but that gives us a total of 52 to 47%. So overall it's still very close, but these longs are obviously piled up today on Bitfinex, and this is looking at Bitfinex here. Obviously the shorts going down 10% on the day, but that still leaves us overall with a 52-47% total shorts and long positions across the two big exchanges. Two big exchanges for Europe and America. So yeah, that was another interesting metric to look at. And I want to end with the BitConnect. Bittorrent. This was a good trade. This is one that I'm proud of, because, I made this publicly available for everybody, that when we were up here, okay, so this is what I tweeted out when we were up here, I said, the BTT trade that I'll be taking is at this 618 Fibonacci level. Okay, such a good risk reward. Patience is needed with this setup, and a lot of people don't have the patience to let those setups come to you. And this is, I'm very good at being patient. And this was being patient way back up here when we were sat at, at the time 28 sats, saying wait for this to come down to this area of the golden pocket. Okay, and that is your buy. That is your buy opportunity. That is the buy, and you have to be very patient. As I said, this ABC zigzag ABC to the 618 Fibonacci level, and you see what happened here. we formed the A, B, C. Where did we come down to? We came down to that golden pocket area, okay, and then from there we have obviously seen, a 50% move up. So that was like an amazing call, and I had like a lot of people that were really happy because a lot of people got in on this move with me, which made me really happy because that's 50%. That's like a year that could make your year. This one trade could literally make your year. And what's funny is that I have had a lot of people asking me to give them signal calls now. A lot of people want me to be a signal caller and just offer signals like this, telling you where to buy, where your stop loss, and where to sell. And I've had like offers of people offering me really loads of money, like, to be honest, lots of money. But at the moment, yeah, I've said no. I'm not interested in signal calling as it stands yet. No, that doesn't interest me so much, doing signal calls, although there's definitely a market for it and there is a lot of money of people offering, but yeah, I'm not doing that at the moment. But yeah, that was one signal that obviously put out, and that's made a lot of people a hell of a lot of money. And then obviously, during that whole time I was scalping this move as well. Okay, so just covering this trade. Obviously, this is on the USDT chart, but it's a very similar setup where the price obviously came down literally came down to the 618. You can see here where it's come down, zooming in here, come down to the 618 barely, and that's where we, got our takeoff. And from this, have been scalping this whole move. Okay, scalping this whole move of wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, excuse me. This is, oh god. I'm just going to continue. And then obviously we moved up here. I closed out of profits here on the 1618. Obviously we moved up to the 2-2 extension to form wave 3 here. Wave 5, but then we obviously coming down on this as an overall wave 3 for me. Okay, so this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3. Okay, coming down for wave 4. Okay, wave 3 overall. Okay, wave 3 overall, coming down for wave 4. Okay, and I tweeted this out as gain. Yesterday of a game people could have easily got 10% profits on this call. Okay, so where was it? Here it was. This was tweeted out literally 10 hours ago, no, 20 hours ago, so last night. Yep, 20 hours ago, saying that this was the next opportunity to buy. Okay, at this, this is where I'm putting wave 4 to move up for the potential wave 5 of a double top. Okay, potential. Nothing's guaranteed that it's going to double top, but that was the potential. And this was the unedited chart just to see. So this is where I was placing my buys and scaling down to the 618. So my buys was from here scaling down to 618. Obviously we had a did break through the original buy point, but for me that's not a bad thing. Okay, and even from this buy point to where we are, with the top of this move, where we've not now formed another double top, was another 9% move. Okay, and from the bottom, if you were scaling down, 13%. So that just now shows me that this is, Elliott waves are really working on Bittorrent coin at the moment. And what you see here is a double top. Okay, I would call this, more or less a double top. We're talking about a cent break, but it's obviously formed this double top, coming back up to the 1618 region of the overall move of this wave 3. But yeah, no, we are reaching really big resistance now. But again, you can be, if you, let's say you entered where my call, started call was, then you can be just moving up your stop losses and keeping yourself in profit, moving up the stop loss, moving up the stop loss, moving up the stop loss. And if this comes back down now you've guaranteed yourself, profits. That's how I'm doing this now anyway, because we are reaching like a really big resistance area. Okay, this is now reaching big resistance. So yeah, I've just guaranteed myself profits and we'll let the rest of this move ride. And I think that's everything I wanted covered. It was a bit of a quicker video today. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because, over the next few days, I'm going to be really, really busy. And today I am actually really busy still in this evening. But I wanted to make this video because there could be potentially I won't have one for a few days. And yeah, my schedule is like chock-a-block, to be honest. But yeah, those are the trades that I'm taking, looking at this Bitcoin, it's looking really nice. I mean, you could potentially be a buyer. If you wanted to be a buyer and get in a nice position, you could definitely be a buyer here with your tight stop loss just below the mid-trend, below this, midpoint of this symmetrical channel here, and to be a buyer up to this top region. Or you could just be a seller at this top region, or you could be looking for scalps up to this top region, or just breaking down and, entering your scalps down to the 618. Okay, so there is on Bitcoin itself, there's potential of trading this every single direction. Okay, and this is where you don't want to be rushing in, or I'm not rushing in. I'm letting the trade come to me, and I have my price alert set at every single level. Okay, on my TradingView account, I have the price alert set whether it breaks up or whether it breaks down, and I will be trading it either way. Okay, so for me, it makes no difference, and I'm just waiting for the confirmation to come to me. while I just still actively trade my altcoins. So yeah, a good day. Obviously, a strong day in the stock market today. Was a really strong day in the stock market. So yeah, that was keeping me busy as well. So yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. A bit of a quicker one today, a little bit rushed, but yeah, I am super busy. But I hope you've enjoyed it and hope you've taken something from it of what I'm looking at. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining me on today's video, and I will catch you in the next one. Hopefully it will be again in the next few days, but yeah, schedule's super busy at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. I will try and fit one in, as definitely if I can. So yeah, thank you everybody. Yeah, cheers. See you in the next one.